And I think we're live, back for another Darwin Evo live stream, where I assemble this, the Darwin Evo. And yes, my hair is a mess, I'm well aware. This is just what it is. So welcome back, everyone, to this week's installment of Building a Printer Without Instructions. This is the Darwin Evo, which is based on the RepRap Darwin, which started all of hobbyist 3D printing. So that's what we're building, and this is how far we've got. Hello everyone. Jose, Nuno, Stephen, and Grant if you're still there. Hello. Hello, 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 and hello. 3D printer guy, hello. So, oh yeah, I have to let you know, we're sponsored because LDO sent me parts, E3D sent me parts, and Jo Prusa is paying me for the build. You have to know that because it's sponsored, technically, even though it doesn't really make any difference. Whatever. That's them's the rules, isn't it? Hello, Rack. I have a... I can't know. No, I can't say. So... Hashtag ad. Yeah, indeed. Even though it's like the opposite of an ad. I don't know. Whatever. It's so dumb. So... little updates from last time, I suppose. Or between last time and this time. Some very exciting news. I found some M8 nuts. Thrilling. So we can put those on now. They go on the feet, and that's where we've got them before. So I should probably do that first before I forget. So the 4 washers, which we did have, and the 4 nuts, which were miscounted in the bomb. The second thing is Bontech gear number 3 has arrived. I've fitted both of the bearings on. They seem to fit fine, although they're a little bit tight, so it's not quite ideal. They should kind of slide in there. They sort of do a bit, but both the bearings do seem to fit on. That one fits quite nicely. So hopefully we can get this installed this week. I already have 2-pin DuPont, actually. I could have just used those, but I used the 3-pin ones that I had in the bomb. You'd like me to rotate the whole printer so you can see it. Cool, the things I do for you, eh? I can't really see what you can see. The trouble is, even in that direction, you sort of get the thing in the way. I think we need to make a smaller version of this machine. We'll make a smaller version next. Maybe, perhaps. That would be cool. Like, maybe 250 or like Ender 3 size or Prusa size. One of those. One of those sizes I think would be good size. So, yeah, that's the other thing. Oh, and the thing number 3, thing the third, as it were. We have a bed frame. So, this is obviously a cut bed frame. This is an uncut bed frame with cardboard around it. Yeah, I bought this one because I was going to cut it. The first one I made, the one I did for Smurf, I cut that all myself by hand, marking everything out with a pencil and all this malarkey. But I did it in my flat, which is like the only space. It's this space here. It's the only space I really have. And it basically put sawdust everywhere, and it gave me, what do you call it? Allergies? Anyway, yeah, I've forgotten the word. What's the word when you're like reactive to flowers and trees and plants and... oh my god, hay fever. That's the one. For like weeks on end until I managed to like find every source of it, or it had all settled and whatnot. So I was like, I'm not going through that again. So despite buying one, I actually also had one cut So this is directly from the, is it DXF step files? I think they did it from. The problem is they've used the wrong wood, which for the initial assembly won't be too bad. It's just a softwood instead of a proper birch plywood. They should be remaking it for me, but they have so far not responded. I was like, this is clearly made in the wrong material. Sent them a screenshot of the cross section, and they're like, let me check that for you. Don't know what you need to check. There's a photo right here, and it's not birch plywood. So there you go. The uncut bed frame is a plank of wood. That is correct. It's a 9mm thick birch plywood, 398 by 398 millimeters. So you could do it by hand. It's not that difficult, really. It's pretty easy. I even made a jig, which I might be able to show you if I was really organized and had it to hand. It's in one of these boxes. Here we go. We can test it here. So if I show you this, I mean, it doesn't obviously really make sense. Oh, it doesn't make sense showing you on the one that's already cut, but you can see. So this would just fit to your corner of the piece of wood, and that allows you to mark all the positions. Oh, that lines up amazingly well. Exactly as I would expect. So yes, that's, you kind of put that on, and then all the little gaps you just kind of follow around with a pencil, and then you drill on the crosses and you join up the curves and you cut them out and you get that. And you repeat that on each of the corners. Obviously there's like straight lines here, so you just join this straight line to this straight line and cut a straight line between them. So if you want to cut it yourself, that's what this jig is for. That sorts out all this corner geometry, and then the other holes, well, you can just measure them. You'll be fine. You've got the whole CAD, so if you wanted to make your own jig, well, it's just like where one of these holes go. You don't need this whole set of 5 holes. I did this originally because for Smurf, if I was getting one of these made and I had the holes in the wrong place and I needed to move the bed, then I wouldn't be able to do it. La-di-da-di-da. So I was like, well, let's put all of the holes in, and that way if I need to move the bed forwards or backwards a little bit, I can do that without having to re-drill things. So that's why there's extra holes. It is what it is. Don't worry about it. There's just more holes than you need. An uncut bed frame is just perfect. Are you going to put this in the next RepRap for your stand? Well, I did it in the previous one. So Smurf 2023, I had not this precise one, the one that's in the other room, the one that went on auction. This one is going to Jo Prusa. He's the one paying me to build this for them. If it ends up moving with Prusa and comes to a show, then it comes to a show. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. The Cocoa Press one, which Ellie won, which is where the other one is going, that may be coming to other RepRap festivals, hopefully. But I've not shipped it anywhere yet, so that's still pending. Hopefully we can. That's a shame. It's 400 by 400. I could have cut that on my laser cutter, but it's too big. Yes, it is a little bit big. It's bigger than you think. Everyone sees RepRap Darwin and assumes it's kind of like Ender 3 sized or something. And it's actually a Mahusive printer. If you're probably stuck for getting one made, talk to Seti on the Vor on Discord. Here's the CNC, we could plug sort you out. Oh, for this? Clearly, I have one. Hang on, I'm confused now. What did I say? Or are you telling everyone else? I got this from, like, if you search cut plywood in the UK, there's just like a cut plywood.co.uk or something. Cut my ply or something. Oh, in the proper material. I see what you mean. Yes. The problem is, unless they have a, I mean, really you want a router, whatever you call it, CNC router for doing wood, I think, rather than the CNC for metal, just because it's set up differently. You don't want all your dust in with your lubricant for your metalwork and all the jazz. Either way, whatever, they should be sending me another one. Either way, I'm not going to be paying for this because they made it out of the wrong material. So, but it does mean we can actually get started and put it all together, and it will be added to the list of things I will change probably off camera once the build is finished to make it the spec that makes it the same as the other ones. The other thing was like these rods, which again, I bought from the UK, and they made them dirty and grimy and yuck. For some reason, a lot of the places in the UK where you buy stuff from are just what people generally refer to here as cowboys, which seems like a bit of an insulting term if you're literally a cowboy. But it's the, what do you call it? They're implying that they're not disciplined or poor quality or don't really know what they're doing, trying to like do a little, I don't know. Anyway, unfortunately, lots of shops in the UK seem to be like that, where they just give you absolute rubbish. Not really what you asked for, etc., etc. So, let's start where I said I would start, and we'll get on with these 4 little nut screw jobbies. Printer panels. Do you know what size his machine is? Because I may be doing... Ooh, this spins a lot. So when we get to the end of the build, I'll probably loosen these nuts, put a little bit of Loctite in, and tighten them into place, rather than doing it mid-build. There's no particular reason for that. You probably could do it now, but just to save myself in the event that I have to like undo something, it's easier to do it before there's Loctite. Nice t-shirt. Oh yes, I'm wearing the LDO t-shirt. I just happened to be wearing it. It's quite funny actually. I was looking through my drawer for just like a t-shirt to wear, and I was looking through them. I'm like, well, that's a branded one. That's a branded one. That's a branded one. Like over the years, I've just been given so many t-shirts that now most of my drawer is just full of 3D printing brand t-shirts. This one won't go on. But I felt like, since LDO is sponsoring the build, I think I'm happy wearing an LDO t-shirt. Oh, goodness me. $1,016 by 620. That's quite big, but not huge. I'm getting some RepRap. I'm doing a RepRap 500 build, which won't be on the channel really. But I'm doing the all-in-one single-piece side pieces, and they are huge. I don't think they'd fit on that. LDO are awesome. Can absolutely agree. They help me a lot with like putting kits together. They do all the VLMP kits. Just realised I've forgotten some screws. So let's stick them in now. Probably don't need these labels that I put on at the start anymore. Still not buying the rat rig. I'm sure you'll get around to it one day. Oh, by the way, I wasn't going to mention this, but only because I hadn't particularly planned the sale until this afternoon. I'm doing this like big sale because I partly because I just want to like test the shop out in terms of like doing physical orders, because we've obviously had lots of digital orders with Cali Lantern and cauliflower, and I just wanted to try and boost the physical orders. So what I did, I just put some huge discounts on PCB LEDs. So if you want some LEDs, I put some absolutely ridiculous discounts on. So vector3d.shop, and you'll find those. We've got free shipping if you spend over £50, and we do ship internationally pretty much everywhere, I think, most places. And you can shop in like your own currency and stuff, which is kind of handy as well. So you don't have to like second guess or like convert pricing in your head. Right. The next thing we can do is, again, a bit of a slightly backward step, is go take this head off, and we can put this gear into the clockwork too. So as it turns out, after all the faffing around with the first gear I had, I think it must have been like a version 1 or something, because this one I've received this time is different to the, different to the first one, although it should have been exactly the same. It has the larger bearings as opposed to the slightly older design, which has smaller bearings. So I don't know quite what the deal is there, but it is what it is. Annoyingly, we have to kind of disassemble basically this whole thing. Obviously, if you're following along, you will have done this back when you did your stealth burner assembly, because you won't have acquired the wrong gear like I have. Oh, thank you for sharing the link, James. Top notch. I'm really happy with the new shop from the admin perspective, so hopefully it's good for everyone else as well. Oh, I have to remove this, don't I? Oh, the Darwin link in the description points to the old shop. Yes, it would, wouldn't it? Ah, do I have a Darwin page on the new shop? I shall note down, thank you. Right. So, hopefully, all we need to do is jam this bad boy in there. And jam that bed. Oh, what? And we should take this. Loosen this. Okie dokie, I think that's good. I just have to remember what goes where. That's the long one, so this goes in here, I think. Jan, hello. Right, that should work. That clips, that's nice. That goes, nice. And then we stick the motory doobly back on. Stick that in there. That through there. That on there. And then the 30mm screw goes through here. Now we have to try and set this in the right position. Pretty much full depth, I think, in this case. That feels good. Let's put the board back in. I've got in touch with Big Tree Tech, by the way, and they're going to send me out everything I need to finish this, because as I mentioned last time, the jumpers and stuff were not included, and they should have been. So we'll still have to revisit this assembly at some point, but not right now. think that's going to put it in the other one. We will get onto the bed assembly today as soon as I've done this. At least I'm hoping we will. Surely we will. Yes. Why is this screw not coming out? Thank you. There we go. There's that. And this is the one that drops in here. And that allows us to connect up here. Hopefully I'm not going to have to take this off to do the bed assembly, because then I would feel pretty silly putting it on. Fingers crossed. Of course, we've not really tested any of these electronics. I would recommend you do that, like plugging stuff in and getting it connected up before you install everything. Can save you quite a lot of headache down the road. There we go. Right. That's another used bag. That's the one. So one was OEM IDGA set, and the other one that was wrong was the BMG Drive Gears IDGA kit. Why they're not identical, I have no idea. Anyway. Right. Is it bedtime? I mean, no, we don't all have to go to sleep. What I mean is, le bed. Le heated bed. Chunky bed. So we need this, and we need this. Bit early for bed. So let's double check the ye olde CAD model. Hopefully, fingers crossed. There we go. Bed assembly. If we just isolate this, this lot is basically what we want to do. So I'm actually going to move the printer out the way for a minute. Whack that down there. While we get all this malarkey sorted. So we have this nice build plate. Oh, we've got to do the magnet. I forgot about that. Okay. This, I believe this is two sides. Yes, we've got a smooth side, smooth sticker side with a PE thing, so it's nice and fresh. And the textured PEI side as well. So that will go there for now. That will come out. And then we've got this under here. This is our actual heated beds. So short cables, which is fine. The way I've set it up on Darwin Evo is there's like a set of Wagos just near the bed. So you don't have to have huge long cables. You plug them into the Wagos, and then if you want to remove the bed, you can do it quite easily without having to, you know, reconfigure the whole printer. This is LDO's latest heater assembly. Well, I presume it's latest. It is very nice. Right. I've just realised, do we have a... We could just shortcut this whole process, but I suppose I shouldn't. We'll do it fully. The only reason is because obviously that first Darwin, I built it here and tested it here and ran it here, and then because it's ending up going to America, I had to switch it out for a 120 volt bed. So I now have an extra bed. So I'm just going to use this because it will hopefully protect the cables a bit. Hopefully a little bit. So let's get this what's it doobly off the top. So who saw the Smurf announcement? We have a date and a location now for Smurf 2024. So that's nice and exciting. I haven't booked tickets yet, but I presume I shall be going. The main event for me to be going to in the UK, so... You already bought tickets. Good shout. It was an absolutely brilliant event last year, so. Downside in being in Manchester for me is it's a little bit further away, but compared to people travelling internationally anyway, not a big deal. Definitely more accessible for those travelling further. I guess it sort of balances it out. It's probably worse for a lot of the people in the UK. Well, no, that can't be, because a lot of people are going to be from up north anyway. Like, from a very me-centric point of view, it's further. But I think for people travelling internationally, certainly, it's going to be way easier to get to than Oxford. And it should be cheaper as well. I think generally in the UK, the further north you go, the cheaper things are. And I've never ever been to Manchester in my life, so that'll be a new experience for me as well. I haven't locked in a project yet, but I'm pretty sure I know what I want to do. Obviously, I won't be sharing it with anyone until just before the date. Well, hopefully in enough time for people to decide to come based on seeing it. It's going to be, hopefully, pretty bloody epic, but you never know. Things can go wonky between now and then. So, just thinking, this is going on here, but there's no holes. How did I do this before? I think I did a choppy. In fact, I can look exactly what I did before, because that bed is just here. Okay, Adam, what did you do before? Ah, very slightly different bed, and I did a choppy. For me, it's a 5-hour drive, which is quite a long drive for doing in a little Polo. These 2 holes and these 2 holes are the ones that I need to have space for. Who hum, said Pooh Bear. Right, I think the best thing to do will be get it positioned like this, and then maybe mark it. Yeah, that'll do. That marks all the way through. And that'll help us create some larger holes later on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we just have to make sure we mount it straight, which is easier said than done. Oh look, 80.7 ohms. It is the resistance of the bed. It's 100% worth it. Grant and I met there for the first time, which was nice. There's a lot of people I met there for the first time, in fact. Even if you just want to meet creators and stuff, it's a really good opportunity for that. Right, put that on there, that on here. Can I do it without making a mess of it? I really, really hope so. Ta-da! Another haircut. You'd have to grow hair for an entire year, wouldn't you? Maybe you have been. It's quite difficult to top a haircut, isn't it? Right. Now that I know where the little holes are, I'm hoping I will be able to be using a knife and gently cut out the holes. Question is, do I have a decent knife for doing that? Because I want something small and sharp and pointy, but I don't... Small and extra sharp would be great. But I don't have much on the extra sharp scale at the moment. So this will have to do. This hasn't gone quite as beautifully as I hoped it would have done. I'm really sad about that. This is disappointingly poor. Oh dear. Okay, let me try another knife, see if I can rescue it. Just got a unboxing with recently. Seems to be fairly sharp. It's difficult in these little holes. The blade won't go in at an angle that's useful. Puzzle just arrived. Excellent! That's another Death Racer on the way. Yeah, I'm really not happy. I wish I'd have cut these out before now, but it's too late. I don't have a template, that's what I really should have made, but I didn't have the foresight. Well, I was hoping the holes would be the same, and because the hole pattern's different. This is horrible. Certainly has a handmade look, that's for sure. I just cannot get a better angle with a knife to be able to cut it. Okay, this one's actually turned out reasonably well. I'm not too unhappy. Helps not tucking in the blade so far. Trying to cut with as close to the tip as possible, where it's a little bit more flexible. I've just realised I've got the wrong camera view on and have done for ages. Sorry. I don't think a drill bit will work very well because this material is really chewy. Shall I risk it? Let's try a drill drip. It needs to be quite large. I mean, putting it in a drill is probably a good idea, but kind of works. It's faster. And probably better as well, to be fair. Yeah, I'll hand you that one. For some reason, I didn't expect a drill bit to work very well. And it does. You have to be pretty careful. I just about managed it with that one. Okie dokie. Seeing as I'm handling the bed, I'm just going to quickly wash the grease off my fingers. I think it was just because it was on that drill bit. Last thing we want is greasy fingers on the bed. Let's move this out of the way for now. We don't need that. Right, let's move that to one side. Put this away. I don't think we need this box at all now. Let's check the CAD that you were looking at for ages, because I didn't check it very much. So let's grab some parts that we're going to need. So there should be a Wago mount that needs some heater inserts. The knobs, 4 of those, one for each corner. And then we've got the corner plates. 1, 2, 3. Please be 4, please be 4, please be 4. Where is it? There we go. 4 of those. I think that's it for printed parts. Yep. And we've got to swap this out. Hello, 1 litre Peter. Good afternoon. So just 2 heater inserts for this. There we go. That can now be used. We need some Wago terminals. Vago, however one chooses to pronounce such a word. Oh, those are the 5-pin ones. Should be some 2-pin ones somewhere. 2-pin, I mean, this is some M4 thumb screws. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are what we use as the bed spacers, just because that's also what's used on Voron and it seems to work. It's just a piece of steel that allows an M3 screw to pass through. Can't find these little Wago connectors anywhere. Just have to start getting everything out on the table until I find them. These are definitely all 5 pins. Bearings, SSR, stepper driver, sticky belt. Cable. E-clips, inserts, wires, terminals, fans. Aha! I did not. I saw, because Adrian Bowyer shared it via Twitter, so I saw on there, but I didn't particularly watch it. Is that in? Maybe that's in. So 5 2-pin Wagos, basically the simplest way to have 3 for mains. Obviously you've got your ground, your live and your neutral, and then 2 for the thermistor. And that gives you that easy disconnection, so you can move the bed or do maintenance or move it or whatnot. And then we're going to need some more screws. So I'm partly distracted today because I'm rather hungry. What do we need? So for the bed screws, M3 by 30. M3 by 30. Oh, there's 3 of them. I wonder if I used the wrong ones on the tool head. That could be where it's possibly gone. So we'll need an additional one of those. Let's go get it now, because otherwise I will forget. Hopefully I have it in the right color as well. M3 by 30. Oh, I think they're all black. Oh no, we have some zinc plated ones here. M3 by 30. M5 by 35. It's probably M5 by 30 that I've picked out. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's those. Let me need a couple for this as well. There's our M3 by 15 or 16. M3 by 25, 29, 10, 16. Two of those. So, the first thing I think we're going to do is make sure we get this round the right way. Now, there isn't really a front and a back. There's just a left and a right. So where the holes are left and right. Normally the Voron bed mounts front to back, but we mount it left to right. I don't know why. That's just what I decided and what works. Well, I do know why. Well, at least I did know why at some point when I made the decision. But I quite often forget the reason for making the decisions. It doesn't make the decision wrong, it just means I've forgotten why I chose it. And then all we have to do is feed the screw through the bottom and whack the nut on there. Easy peasy. Good afternoon, Ben and West. So that's that. And now we can flip her over. Make sure we've not got any splinters. I think we might. Something feels a bit uncomfortable. So the bed wires come inside here. This fits on the edge like so. Oh, I'm pretty sure I've got a splinter. Oh, it's right in the joint. I can't see it. That was these two. Oh, we need to switch this around. Oh, I'm so sure I've got a splinter in my fingers here. Rats. Oh, it's uncomfortable. Make sure you sanded your bed plenty. So I think this is ready to go in the printer now. We'll finish the bed wiring. Oh no, we shall finish this bit now. So we should be able to slide these down. Yeah. Now, although these terminals are good in like screw terminals, they're not the right thing to use in Wagos. So we're going to cut those off. But we can keep the cable pretty long. You could make it short if you wanted to, but it just makes life easier if it's a little bit longer. And seeing as we're not going to cause any problems by having them longer, we're going to keep them nice and long. I think I've got wood dust up my nose as well. What a palaver. And because I've got the sleeving, you can't use the tool. So make sure the labels are visible by the end of the wire. So this is bed L, which is bed live. And then N for neutral. I've forgotten me earth. Need to do that. You silly nitwit. So there's a small screw here. Hopefully you can see that. There. Yeah, yep. And that is going to be where we connect our earth. So we don't want the full length right here. Again, just the same as these ones, so we can just checking the terminal size. Yep. So this is the RV2-4S. So how long do we want? Pretty short, really. Something like that. That's not worked very well, has it? Let's try that again. Probably just need to use the smaller crimp setting. That's better. So, as soon as we've taken this off, I also noticed that the top of this screw seems to be very similar height to this, so I'm going to add 4 M5 washers. Just because if this touches the bed, I mean, it's not electrically, it's fine, but it will warp the bed a little bit, or it'll warp the frame a little bit, and then it will just adjust. It just not work out quite so nicely. So I just want to make sure that it's only touching on the dedicated mounting points. So a few M5 washers should sort that out. Oh, timber. One, two, three, four. Depends which spaces you have. These ones, though, I think will benefit from it. Now, let's remember the earth wire, because that's what we disassembled for. So you can point that just kind of along the bed edge. And then come inwards. Here. Right. That's nice. So that's live neutral, and then we strip this. Put that in the middle. So I'm putting all the bed ones on the right side of the connector, and then the ones that go to the rest of the printer can be on the left side. So again, just moving, I'm keeping the labels because I want to still know what the cables are. We just split them like this. Nice. You've got this little loop here. It's not the prettiest. You could make it shorter if you want, but as I said, there's nothing really to lose by having it longer, and it will make like adding the bed back and mounting the wires and stuff later on a little bit easier. So that's the bed assembly. Very, very nice. Now we need to whack it on the printer with a capital whack. Actually, that can still do it. So put these away. Try and make ourselves a little bit of room. Now we have the simple job of placing the bed onto the mounts, which should, in theory, why is there a hole there? Oh, that was, yes. That shouldn't be there. Never mind, it doesn't matter. It's an artifact of the process. How jolly convenient is that? Bring this down to meet the others. Now move this up to meet the others. Okay. Sorry. There we go. So we've got these. And these are all gone now. I really fancy like a sourdough pizza. Anyway, so these screws go through the plates and then through the wooden bit into the mounts. In theory, they line up really easily. Probably, hopefully, better than the original one because it's all CNC cut. We'll go around and tighten them in a second. But this is going, it's going very well. There we go. There should be quite a bit of wiggle room because the actual corner posts themselves have some wiggle room as well. Right, now we have to do a lot of tightening. We're a 3mm ball head, really. Why do I not have 3mm ball head? 2.5, 2.5, 3mm hex. Lost my ball head screwdriver. It's not there. It's not there. What a wally. How have I done that? Probably put it somewhere safe. Oh well. These are amazingly just the right length. Good. You have a ball head screwdriver, hex driver, or one with a really long handle that will definitely make your life easier for doing this bit. Screwing into nylock nuts as well, which makes it extra torquey. Oh, that's the nut pushed out. Try not to push down like I have that. That's weird. Those ones stick out more than those. That's very strange. Those cannot be the same length. It's literally not possible. There's a 30. Oh, I forgot the plate on this one. I forgot the plate on all of them, but one. Oh, so much torque. Oh. My poor old man hands. Everything working? Is that a wood piece where the heater bed is mounted to? Yes. The plywood heated bed mount. That's me matching up to the OG materials. There we go. We'll wait till a bit later on to do the corner posts, although they're probably not going to move much from where they are now. Might just do them now. No, because we need a... I'm just thinking we want to test that it goes up and down nicely first, I think. So we'll do that tightening laters. Oh, look at that though. It's looking like a proper printer. Well, a proper printer from 20 years ago. Oh my goodness, what is going on here? Oh yes, this is Stealth Burner being weird. Stealth Burner doing weird Stealth Burner things. Right. I think we've literally done the whole bed. That's worked rather well. In an hour and a half. I'm still thinking about dinner. We can unisolate this now. Bring back everything else and work out what we're going to do next. I don't know why the bed is up here. Apparently it just is. So sorry. So that goes like that. So this is about where we've got to, I suppose. Oh, no. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. Silly sod. Country. So we've not put the drag chain in, which we should do at some point. Although we probably put the motor wire on when we do that. So maybe we'll do that when we do the wiring. Oh, Stealth Burner in. Looks like in my assembly I'm putting all these corner blocks and stuff on, so maybe it's a good time to do that. What screw lengths are these? M3 by 8. Right. Well, we've got to glue all these little green accents on at some point as well. Mustn't forget that. One thing at a time. So let's get this out of the way. I don't know why I'm so hungry. I'm pretty sure I ate lunch. Corner Q, that's straight bit. That goes with that, goes with that, goes with that. That goes with that, goes with that, goes with that, goes with that, and that, and that, and that, and that. That goes with those. We need some of the top pieces for these. And we've not put the M3 heatset inserts in those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we need to work out where our straight one is. That's the straight one, and then one of these is marked. That's the straight thing to go with that. So this goes in the bottom here. And it can only go on one way. And it's not that way. It's that way. Is that right? No. Is it? No. How's that? What? Yes, that's right. But we do actually need access to the bottom to be able to do that, so hopefully that's not too much of a problem. Let's twist this, turn this up rather. I'm not sure what the kit situation is going to be at the moment. It's just really unclear how many people are going to want them. And I'm not sure what the path should be. And alongside, see, we need more heatset inserts in these for. So let's get these done. Quite a lot. There's 2 in each one. I really want to have kits available, but this it's just it's a really big commitment. I don't think the actual build really takes any longer than a Voron would. If I do make a full kit, then there'll be full instructions, and it'll make it significantly faster than what I've been able to do it here, because you don't have to think as you go, you can just follow along, and all the parts will be correct, you won't have to double check anything and all this kind of stuff. So it's obviously a little bit more than like a smaller kit. I think the Prusa was not very long to assemble. But Vorons take a little while. I've just had a thought on the topic of sort of food and build times. Building a cocoa press must be the most hunger-inducing process ever. Knowing that when you're finished, chocolate is on the way. Right, that's 6 of those. Oops, a daisy. So the dinner rail mounts on this side. So we want the M5 side pointing that way, and then this side pointing this away. Obviously, these you can rotate, so it's not a big deal, but we haven't got the dim rail on here yet, so not necessarily the right size, spacing, whatever, but as long as it's on here, we can slide it and adjust it afterwards. As soon as we can do that, we can unscrew it from the other side, slide it on, whatever, tighten it, put it back. La-di-da-di-da. That's those two. All right, don't need the bottom now, so we can put it back out the right way. Oof. Now I've got to remember where the rest of these are going to go. Well, I know we need a cross brace thingy here. So those here. One of these will go on here, here, here. That's the way. And this on the inside. I suppose we could do this one. I don't think it does it work? I think the correct way is the M5 bits on the outside. These ones. Although this doesn't need to have... Yes, this can be a non-heat set insert one, that's right. That's that one on there. Nothing else goes on this side, so you can skip around to the next one. This is the back, so we have din rail on here, so we need this with this and 2 of these. Definitely need this one with the M5 facing outwards. And again, the M5 is what we use for mounting the din rail, so. Right, that's that. And then this with this. It's got an M5 in there. Maybe there. So the rods do spin a bit, especially if you've not put any Loctite on them. As I mentioned before, the way I did it first time is I built the whole printer and then put the Loctite on just by backing the nuts off and then putting them back. It just means you get the freedom to move stuff around a little bit if you need to. That's that. So DIN rail goes across there. Next. Right, this one has this spool holder. So this goes here and here. That goes here and here. We need another 2 clamps for that. Here and here. We also have this. Do we put heat set inserts in here? We probably do, because we already have. Excellent. Well done, mate. Let's go have a quick look at the spool holder if we can. So these in here, M3 by 16. By 20. That's one M3 by 16. We might be missing and you have to add an M3 by 16 to the bomb, I think. Let's go and grab one. How do you make sure the printer is square? Well, we kind of already did it when we did the assembly, before we put the braces on. Braces? We just measured diagonals. And then you can, like, just take the braces off or loosen the braces and just slide them along the rods a little bit. It's Takes a bit of effort, but it's not as bad as you might think, I don't think. So for this spool holder, these screws are going in from the back. They go through the first plate, hopefully, and then onto this second piece. Oh no, this is the bit where the nuts it's inset, so we screw into this. So this goes on here kind of like so. In 5 by 15, is that these? In 5 by 15, 2. And 3 by 16s are all used. You know there can't be much left when like the bag of empty screw bags is starting to fill up. These look way too long. I don't know why I've done this like this. That could just be like this and then it would be less parts. While we're here, I'm also going to put the PTFE tube in. Just got to find the actual tube. Here it is. Hopefully I purchased enough to be able to do this because I'm doing it. Hopefully it fits. Which way around are we going? That goes on there. Or it could go there, I suppose. Doesn't really matter. It no going in. We might have to do a little disassembly just to make sure this PTFE tube is going to go in as we want it to. Maybe like 4.1. And then on this as well. That's a lovely fit. Brilliant. Okay. These two hickey back together. The visible aluminium gunshot has moved absolutely nowhere since last stream. Correct? I'm busy, all right? It looks like nothing is happening, I know, but I promise I do things. So hopefully now we should be able to... Oh, is that the one? Did I only do one of them? No, I thought I did both. Yeah. God, I wish. Why you do this? Maybe we need the extra wiggle room of having this loose to be able to push this into the thing at the end. Yeah, I feel like this assembly is just a little bit more complicated than it needs to be, but it should work absolutely fine. Well, I know it works absolutely fine because I've actually used it. So there we go. That whack on there. Now we just need to screw in a bunch of screws to hold it in place. We have a worryingly small number of M3 by 8mm screws left. Makes me feel I must have miscounted something somewhere. Why does this look wide? Hello, Lars. How are you? We got something that really looks like a printer now. Feels like the spool holder should be the last thing to go on, but in this case, it's not. Oh, I forgot the... Oh, you absolute sausage. Can I squeeze it in? No. Oh, man. I'm a thick ass sometimes. Just got to put this tubely in here. But it doesn't want to go. There we go. Should be, yeah, no. I've definitely miscounted the number of M3x8 screws, unless there's more in this bag. Because there's none left. There's like 4 left. And there's still quite a bit of assembly to do. Just like accessory stuff, but it's all... A lot of that uses the M3x8 screws. Aha! M3x8. There's like loads left. It's like another 100. Which is just as well. Yeah. On the other side, can I see missing screws? 1 goes in here. I'm good, thank you. Doing pretty well. Cool, 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 cool. 1 more of these. And this be the front one. I think we'll do the front one, the screw face right around. Looks a bit more natural. There we go. That's the front one. And now it looks basically the same as it did a few minutes ago, but with some extra stuff on it. Okay. 2 hours. My back aches. I'm going to quickly get a drink and then I'll be back in like 2 minutes. I'll just leave it live. I shall talk to you as I'm walking. Just trying to think what is next. We could do Darwin logo, the screen, filament sensor, all the accessory mounting stuff like that. I think is probably next steps. Or we can just start mounting all the main electronics. I think basically electronics is the next step. Electronics. Right. Hopefully, I still never know. Can you hear me when I go to the other room? I kind of assume you can because I think the range on this wireless microphone is like 50 meters unobstructed, and that's only like a few meters with partial obstruction. You can, that's good. Okay. My brain's just braining things out at the moment. I think we can just kind of pick something random and do it. I think we kind of mount the main electronics next, then start to put the wires in. And that's when we can do the drag chain and the wrapping and the zip ties and the extra mounts. And we can do the Darwin logo maybe next. It's just all the things. Right, let's do all the things. That's a good next step. What a plan. Heat set inserts. Let's do a bunch of heat set inserts. Don't need any in this. We need them in this. We need them in this. We need them in this and in this. We need them in this and this. In this and this. Oh, we got a new screen mount as well. Let's go get that because that needs some in it as well. I've basically had to add this big cutout in the back because the connectors on the new version, the 1.2 version of the screen, are like all the way back here, which is really bizarre. So we need to do that, and then heat set inserts in the back of here. So we'll do them as well. Let's get this bad boy heated up. All of the things. What else needs heat set inserts? I mean, there's lots more of these. I don't know how many of these we're going to need, which is why I was going to sort of do them as we go. Unless I printed the exact number, which seems pretty unlikely. Ah, that one looks thinner. Maybe that will match. Just going to make a minor adjustment on what I just fitted. Because this clamp looks too wide, so I'm just going to put this one in, which happens to look thinner. Good armpit view. There we go. That looks a little bit nicer. Right, get the inserts and other bits done first. No problem with the sound. Oh, was that in answer to me walking out the room? I assume so. These ones are not ideal for doing with an insert press for the first time. They're quite awkward. No worse than doing by hand, but you don't quite get the benefits of the insert press when you've got to do it on a funky angle. Right, I think that's all the ones in that piece. Then we've got this little box. This is for the power inlet. Looks like my holes are a bit small on these ones. So many heater inserts. And then we need another one, another 4 in the back. Try not to burn yourself on the ones already done. Just do a quick minus plus just to make sure it doesn't go to sleep. It looks out of... I think, did it change zoomage when I... It looks a bit blurry. I think it's focused on something weird when I moved close to the camera. That might be a bit better. This piece here is one of the Revo racks. So we put these like little racks for the nozzles to sit in. So you can easily get to them at the front of the printer. And it's a nice little bit of bling just to show things off as well. 2 heatset inserts. Oh, and we need to do M4 ones because these are all M4 heatset inserts. Because the Revo thread is M4. So yeah, these are not much good until we get those extra inserts in those. And we've got a bunch of these little brackets. The Voron ones of these use self-tapping screws, but I'm not a big fan of self-tapping screws. We're running out of inserts. These are preferable to me, heatset inserts, so let's just move this off a bit. There we go, that's 8 in those. Now 4 for the screen. Go, that's the screen. Now we're going to do these brackets as well. Maybe this is literally the last lot. 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left. We actually don't put them in this bit, we put them in the fans. And I guess by the number left, I'm just going to do 2 in each fan. Yes. We've got 4, but we only need 2, I think. For fans. So these fans will cool the stepper drivers. So they mount on here this way round. So a couple of whatsits in here. Probably worth putting this up a bit for this. Oh, that's a bit deeper than I wanted it. That was difficult to tell for some reason. That one's nice. Bring that back down to 260 and switch her off. Ooh. What? There we go. Right, 2:25. I'm afraid I need a quick 5-minute break. I shall be back before too long, and then we shall continue with building some stuff and things. But I won't be long, I promise. Did you miss me? Can you tell what it is yet? I guess we just do more assembly things. If you thought the rest of the build was unstructured, you ain't seen nothing yet. Power supply. Some short M5 screws, whatever length we've chosen. Oh, what are they? M4 by 20. M5 by 20. M5 by 8. This sounds more like it. Yeah, 2 lots of 3, that's fine. So these are for mounting the dim rail. And 5 by 8, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Great counting, Adam. We should just not have 3 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know. I've done 8. I can't even count. Yes, 8. So I've gone M5 by 8, and I've gone 8 of M8, whatever, 5 by... Yeah. I can't count, basically. Power supply. DIN rails. And all sorts of bits and bobs. I'm just sort of getting stuff out and hoping it appears on the machine in a minute. So, oof. We want to find the middle hole and mount this on here. Somewhere there, where we can get all of those on. We have to squish this one up a little bit, I think. What's the middle? Let's find the middle first. What measuring devices have we got? 2 rulers that are both too short, but if we put them both on and then just spot the middle of there, it's about here. So that's the middle. So that go there, yeah, and then this one coming. That's good. Ow. Can be quite easy to end up to end up punching the frame by accident, as I have just demonstrated. That's that one. Mount the DIN rail on the back too. In fact, we can probably do a lot of this from the back. Oh, it's getting heavy. Blimey, Charlie. Right. This one goes this way. Where was our middle finder? The middle is there. The one after the end. So we wanted there. This one's fine. That one is too far away. The one after the R is here. That one there. Nope, still too far away. Perfect. Lovely jubbly. Get this mounted. Oh, there's another one there that could have done with some heat setting clips, maybe. And get this mounted, I think. That doesn't take much. This is just M4 screws. So those go here and here, and then it's M4 by 6, I think. Don't remember seeing M4 by 6, so hopefully I've got them. Is it a miss? M5 by 20. 25, 25, 10. Nuts, inserts, washers. 3 by 20 and 4 by 20. I seem to have missed M4 power supply mount. Which seems weird because I know that they're needed. Strange. Okay, well, we won't be doing this then. Not this second. In a minute, maybe. Let's try this one. This is filament sensor. Hopefully in a box somewhere in here. So, 3 screws, and then it goes to there, and then it goes on there. That clamps on there, and that holds that onto here. So that works. Got the wire. We'll just probably plug that in to one end at the moment if we can, and keep the rest free. Not easily. Nice. We have 2 PTFE couplers, and we've got the little grippy things. You go in there. Got the blue tube which goes on one of them, I don't remember which. This one. And the other one will have the feed tube which goes all the way around the outside. And while we do that, I'm just going to put this piece on. This is the bit that holds the feed tube that I just talked about, as well as the CAN bus wires. Ouch. How do I do that? That's good. That'll hold. Nice. Don't think we need that lot. Need the clip. One clip on here. One clip on here. Now, I think it's like 3 and 3 by 25s to hold this on. See if I got it on the model. Yep. Oh, good memory. M3 by 25. By 25, got them. Three of those. So, I don't know why this is in 3 parts. It just is. Is that right? That's right, but it looks the other way around it there. Like so. I've put the thing on the wrong side, but that should be gripping. Okay, yeah, once it's tight, grip's fine. Let's just switch this tube around. And that's why you get extra clips. Right. Yeah, we do need to loosen it a little bit. Got to shift it up. Probably about there. Oh, that might be too far, actually. We need the other piece in really to work. Right, let's do these. We need this in place. And we need 3 of those clamps on, which I've not done, and I don't have the inserts. Have we run out of pizza inserts? Maybe I'll do it without these for now. Yeah, that was the whole bag, 228, and I've used every single one. Well, there's one left, but I need more than that. Yeah, there should be a piece of threaded rod. Nice. That's now rubbish. In here, we should have some clamps, which look like this. And then this goes in here, this goes in here, and that goes on, nope, over here. What if I move the camera around? It's just not a very wide lens, this is the problem. That might be a slightly better view. Changing it to it right at the end of the stream. Quality. The first two printers will have little serial plates. But I've not shown them publicly. They're for the owners only. Ah, I've forgotten some screws. Oh no. When you're counting screws, the last thing you want is for one to fly across the room. Oh, it stayed in the part. That was lucky. So on here, there's some little grub screw locations. That's going to hold everything secure, so don't forget to put those in. They do need to go in prior to assembling to the printer, because otherwise you can't get them on. But what we want, I think, is to sit that there and then tighten it in place. Yeah, you can tighten them, I think, as long as you've got a ball head, you can tighten them once assembled. You just can't get the whole screw in once it's assembled. Dragging magnetic plates across the floor. I mean, if it works, it's not a bad idea. I have used magnets to search for screws before, but never a whole magnetic plate. That's fine. Yes, that's right. And then drag chain goes in here. This is looking good. Yeah, so I need at least 6 more inserts for that, because these need to go in. We should probably fill these, so that's +4. Now that we've got this in, we can move this into place though. Just want it like up here. Why is this more wobbly than it used to be? This is odd. When it rotates, it doesn't move up and down, it just rotates. But it's not staying tight. That's disappointing. It's kind of sad in a way. Maybe it's a slightly old version of the mount that I've printed out. I'll have to look into that. OBS Studio keeps disconnecting. What is going on? Is it back? I think it's back. The internet's going inside out by the looks of it. That looks weird, but okay. I'm feeling really exhausted. What's the time? Oh, we're basically at 3 hours. Okay. That's my exhaustion limit, I think. And seeing as OBS is randomly cutting out now as well, that's a sign. There's a sign! So yes, I think that's where we're going to leave it today. We're getting pretty close to the end of mechanical assembly. And then we're doing wiring. And then the firmware is all just hopefully going to go kind of all in one go. I'll probably install Clipper off screen. Because it's just going to be the same as every other Clipper install. And it takes like 20 minutes to do, just waiting for a computer to do it. So I'll probably get that installed. And then we can just go ahead and basically copy the firmware from the other printer onto this printer, and then it'll do the things that the other printer does, but on this printer. Because the other printer is literally identical to this one, so we can do that. We'll retune, obviously, like PID and things, but for everything else, it should work fine. Oh, goodness me. Yeah, thank you everyone for joining. Of course, thank you to LDO, E3D and Jo Prusa for setting up the build and providing parts. I don't think we've got too long to go until we'll be pushing plastic. Hopefully at the start of next stream, I'll have some kind of good headset in mind, headspace, whatever in mind for finishing all this stuff. Because there's just lots of little assemblies. This is obviously your main board, the screen, the logo at the front, the main power. I need to find the screws for that and work out why I've not got them in. And then a few more heatsink inserts and mechanical stuff is done. Wiring will take a little while, unfortunately. That's just sort of the nature of the beast. I may be nice to you and I'll plug it all in and leave it extra long. And then offline, once we've got everything working, I'll make it look pretty before I send it to Joe. Cut all that wires to length and crimp them at the perfect size. Just to save us a little bit of time on the screen. I'm tired. I think that's it from me today then. We got everything pretty much sorted. Things are getting pretty close. It feels good when you start to get rid of all this like extra packaging schnoz that's just been in my way for weeks. We can get everything together and then we'll really be laughing. And then I'll have 2 of these printers in my living room. So yeah, I think the plan will be we'll carry on next Thursday. I'll try and do a little bit of prep stuff in between. But I'll try not to actually do anything because if people do use this as a guide, they do want to see the whole lot, I think, as much as possible. So yeah, we'll carry on next Thursday. And that will be that. So thanks everyone again for watching. Don't forget to like, visit the shop if you want some LEDs, which are on super duper price at the moment. What else is there? Stuff and things. Subscribe or whatever, or don't. You know, you do you. Enjoy the rest of your week and your weekend, and then the beginning of your next week. Oh dear. Bye.